Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash that like button the way that female high school teachers smash their students, so this video reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number one, remember back when we were told to turn off our computers before midnight on New Year's, before the year 2000. But these days, how many of us actually turn off our computers or phones ever? Y2K came and went and nothing happened, and meanwhile, we thought that civilization was going to come to an end. I remember watching the celebrations in Japan and Australia on television to see what would happen. Once nothing happened there, I knew we could relax. Looking back, I now think it was all a psyop to get people to upgrade their computers. Moving on, this divorced single mother of two kids says she doesn't have trouble getting dates, but has been dumped 30 times because the men see her two children as baggage. Translation, I convinced thirsty chads to come out on a date with me, and didn't tell them that I had kids before the date, and then they ran for the door because they didn't want to raise another man's kids. I'm sure a simp out there will take her, but she doesn't want a simp. She wants a Chad Roan. Women don't live in reality until they get older and hit the wall or their marketplace value plummets. Number three, and speaking of simps, Bill Burr shreds the adult men whose feelings were hurt by the new Snow Brown film. The only thing he's shredding is his legacy and reputation. I don't think any man should take advice on being a man from a guy that grovels at the feet of a giant black woman. He definitely hasn't maintained frame, and she's using him as her mouthpiece. He might as well be a muppet with her hand up his poop chute, making him say crazy things. This is what I think about him now. Up next, meet Joanna. She wants artificial intelligence to do her laundry and dishes so she can do art and writing. She's lazy because AI is already technically in washing machines and dishwashers. You just have to load the machines. Modern women have no idea how good they have it. I can't wait for AI to make sandwiches, clean the house, and have sex with men. Then women will be completely finished. She wants to write, but it doesn't look like she has anything interesting to write about. Number five, thanks to the tariffs, the Chinese keep trolling American reindustrialization. If you thought the left couldn't mean, then you haven't seen CCP propaganda yet. The irony is that the toys made of stone on those shelves will last a lot longer than the Chinese-made crap. The same with the caveman clothing. Notice that once we exported fashion production to other countries, the style seemed to have been stuck in time. Bringing back the fashion industry to America might actually mean clothing designs evolving again. Moving on, imagine one day putting on augmented reality glasses and playing Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie next to you. You know it's coming. And if she was a robot instead of a hologram, you'd be playing with her instead of the game. Literally. And you won't have to deal with the divorce hangover either. If you don't believe me, then just ask Brad Pitt about that. Or if she's not your thing, you can always play Mortal Kombat with Scorpion and Sub-Zero here. Number seven, here's a doll you definitely don't want to play with. She's made of plastic, but you'll still get herpes from her. The Megan action figure. The train was a nice touch, but it should have also included a bottle of lube. We need a new version because she's working as a nurse now. This also looks like a cheap Chinese knockoff because there are no knee pads in the box. All aboard the Megan train. Up next, be careful around hungry women. This fast food worker, a dad, survives after being shot in the face by twin sisters, after they complained about a $3 hamburger missing from their order. How much money do you think that these two will make off of the Give, Send, Go accounts? Enough to buy a house, perhaps? Because you know the shooters are the real victims here. But then again, I don't think they'll get any donations because after all, the white guy survived. Number 9, this woman was arrested when 23 iPhones fell out of her cooch. By the look on her face, it looks like she absorbed 23 iPhones worth of 5G radiation. I don't think those phones fell out of her. They leapt to their death to get away from the stench. The next time you think of buying a refurbished phone, don't, because you never know where it's been. She was so full of phones that it ended up pushing her eyes apart. Moving on, this trans woman wonders why men are quick to reject all trans women. Because men aren't attracted to ultra-feminine men. It's female cosplay without the cooch. Trans women have the worst of both worlds. Gay guys into masculine men don't want them. And only 1 or 2% of men would consider dating a trans woman. And then even that 1% won't date them because they don't want to be laughed at by their family, friends, and coworkers. Number 11, guys would be more likely to date this half-human horse girl than they would a trans woman. Is that you, AOC? Do you have a new job? But seriously, she's a musician and gets millions of views on YouTube, and the music ain't all that bad. If you're into 90s dance music, which is kind of popular now. Maybe she can go and date the dog from Daft Punk's to Funk. She's not mentally ill like most of the furries out there. She's just doing it for the shekels. Up next, this woman says that the guy behind the counter at Home Depot looked like he was having a bad day. So she told him that he would be cuter if he smiled. Someone got back to her and said you literally saved him from killing himself. It's true because most men are starved for positive feedback from females. The irony is that this woman probably thinks that was a known, and then he actually feels worse. But dude probably got the best compliment of his life there. Number 13, the Angel of Death here says that the sexiest thing a man can do is reject right-wing and manosphere red pill ideology. Of course she would say that. According to women, the least attractive hobby for men is taking part in the red pill manosphere. So if you get rid of what women see as the ultimate negative, you can only rise in value from there. This just proves women are in panic mode. They really think that this garbage will work on men with a brain. It has on guys like Human and Think Before You Sleep. Moving on, here's the average woman these days crying her crocodile tears because she says she feels so gross after sleeping with 100 men, wishing there was some way to avoid this. Looks like it's time for her to reinvent herself as a trad girl. Women over the last few years have horrible impulse control. You know that she's going to pick herself up off the ground and get drunk and then sleep with man number 101, hoping that another bad choice makes up for all the others. Number 15, who's the most attractive woman in this photo? It's a trick question. There are no women in this photo, and we need to stop noticing these people and their existence because they're only seeking attention and validation. But what I really want to know is that a conehead at the top right? I know that jokingly women are far more superior to men with regards to brain capacity, but this dude looks like he's taken that role to the extreme. Up next, remember that Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney has a trans son. I'm making this before the election, and if Canada votes Carney in, we deserve all the horrors he's going to impose on the country. Just when you think that things can't get any worse. Considering that Carney's wife looks like a man, are we really all that surprised? He's also got a terrible temper and will take out his anger on Canadians. Is it my imagination, or does Carney's trans son look like Greta? Number 19, this Chad can't resist sleeping with his friends' wives and cucking them. He's addicted to the power. He says he's going to do it until he dies. That might be sooner than later if those men figure out what he's doing. Either he's lying or his friends are all a bunch of willing cucks that know he's doing that and are perfectly fine with it. I don't believe that because these are stock photos in the article. If his friends knew, I suspect that he would accidentally fall off a 40-story building. Moving on, this guy says that women who are pretty and emotionally healthy usually find love in their 20s. And if you're a man looking for a woman in her 30s and beyond, your options are pretty but emotionally damaged, or emotionally healthy but not pretty, and finally not pretty but emotionally damaged as well. I didn't find many emotionally healthy women in their 20s, 20 years ago. How old is this guy? Maybe a 60-something-year-old boomer. The so-called good women are back somewhere in the 20th century if they exist at all. How about don't get married in the first place? Number 19, with more and more Karens in the cockpit, you just know that there are going to be more plane crashes. Then again, I'm not sure that this is even a woman with that flat chest and such broad shoulders. I would definitely not want to stick my cockpit in this Karen. Then again, the term cockpit is offensive, and it should be genital pit to be more inclusive. You know that we're going to see more and more of these sorts of accidents. Up next, Masculine Peak says that if a girl posts half-naked pictures, she's addicted to male attention, and that you shouldn't make her your girlfriend. All women want attention now. 10% of young women in America are posting fully nude photos on Lonely Fools. How long before that rises to 30, 40, or even 50% or more? There's nothing wrong with women craving and getting a lot of attention. It's what happens after that's all the fun. When she hits the wall and it all evaporates. That's when you see the real her. Number 21, Black Knight says that if Kamala was named Kimberly with fair skin, natural blonde hair, and blue eyes, she would most likely be the most popular woman in America. If Kamala looked like that, she would be a Republican and not a Democrat. Besides, if she still cackled and giggled, no one would vote for her. The left lost the first female president. That's most likely Tulsi Gabbard. Aren't you glad it wasn't this character? Moving on, Vanessa Kirby says that the new Fantastic Four film explores gender politics with Sue Storm. But why? Because perhaps Disney hates making a profit. Another film that I won't watch even if you paid me to. What good is promoting the message when no one is even watching it anymore? They're also bringing in a female Silver Surfer. I watched the first two films in the theaters and I had a great time with the first one. Here's a picture of me exploring gender politics with Sue Storm. Number 23, this teacher is humiliated because her husband neglected her, so as a result, she had sex with a boy. If you think sending your kids to a religious school means they're safe, they aren't. This is at a Catholic school, and of course she's not taking agency for her actions, pinning the blame on her husband for her infidelity. The real question we should ask is how many men feel neglected enough by their wives to go out and grape a minor? Of course her actions are her husband's fault. So predictable. Up next, many Muslims come to America and chant death to the West, while enjoying the wealth and freedom that it provides them. They're here to enrich themselves and spread their own version of civilization, which they see as superior, and to do that they have to tear down the competition. The solution to this is the death of the welfare states. If America goes bust, many of those living off the government cheese will simply go back home. Number 25, and the last one here, is the deadliest cartridge known to man. Red lipstick. It tricks the male brain into thinking that a woman is turned on and wants to mate with him, so he's more likely to white knight and give her what she wants. The male equivalent would be putting on a muscle suit that makes him look ripped. The same goes for blush and hair dye. Without makeup, most women would be finished and get no attention by 25 or 30. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and subscribe star links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.